Well, Troy, you're exactly right. We have seen a wild week of weather, lots of heavy precipitation, accumulating snowfall. I think most of the producers out there would like to take a big, long stretch of dry weather so we can get some harvesting done. And we'll get to that in a second because it does look like a much better forecast, at least for harvest activity. But as a recap, the heaviest of the precipitation for this entire storm occurred across the southeastern corner of the state. We have total from numerous stations in the 4 to 6 inch range. And then to the northwest of there, basically all the way out to the Panhandle, most locations reported anywhere from 1 to up to 3 inches of precipitation. There was a couple isolated pockets a little bit more than that. And then of course with the snowfall accumulations, we've seen, at least from the early reports, 4 to 5 inches in the Kilgore and the Ellsworth area. Outside of that, most totals were in the 1 to 3 inch range, although when we get our co-op data in at the end of the month, I expect we'll see some more isolated totals that will be in that 4 to 5 inch range also. The big loser in terms of precipitation was the northwestern Panhandle, where precipitation totals were essentially in that 1/4 to a 1/2 inch range, so a lot less moisture in that region. So as we go forward in time, what we have presently is this cold air that came in with this trough over the northern plains will start to move toward the Great Lakes region. We do have some moisture from Sergio that is going to make its way up into the southern plains for this weekend. So the big question is, how far north will that go? So we're looking at low pressure across Texas. Here's the heavy precipitation with the remnants of what was Sergio, and that will move off toward the east, maybe clipping southeast Nebraska this evening and this overnight hours, but we also have high pressure pushing in, so hopefully that will push most of our moisture toward the south and east and leave us fairly high and dry. We do get a little bit of residual moisture up into the central Rockies, but the main flow stays to our south, and then that will push off into the eastern United States as another big shot of cold air comes down the pipeline. So we're looking at hard freeze conditions most likely Sunday morning and Monday morning into the growing season for those that haven't had it. But the main precipitation will continue to remain to the south of us as we go through Monday. And then as we get into Tuesday, we start to see this ridge building in. This is a sign of better things to come as the trough parks itself over the Great Lakes. High pressure firmly in place across all the Rocky Mountain region, and that will push toward the east as the week progresses. The main heavy precipitation now shifts toward the southeast and the eastern seaboard as this trough in the upper atmosphere by the time we get to Wednesday starts lifting off into the northeast. We'll get much warmer conditions building into our region, and we return to slightly below normal but very dry conditions in terms of high pressure. Cool Canadian dry air will help to take some of the moisture out of the crops that are in the fields right now. Heavy precipitation moves off the eastern seaboard, and then we see that ridge building even farther toward the east as we get on Thursday. We do show, at least the models, a surface low in western Nebraska, but there is no moisture to speak of for this system, so a few clouds is about all we can expect. And look at the dry pattern from west coast to east coast. And then on Friday, we do see some evidence of another system trying to move into the southwest, but once again, that looks like it's going to take the south as high pressure remains firmly in control. So a very good opportunity for harvest activity weather, and that will continue as we go through the remainder of the month. In fact, looking at the models, that goes to about the 27th before we start to see any significant moisture returning back to the western Corn Belt. 8 to 14-day forecast takes into consideration that warming trend coming into our region, and in terms of precipitation, a very dry trend across the entire Corn Belt. So Troy, looks like better weather for harvesting coming up.